All right. Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Jo Show. Woo! Today I have a special guest, and I just want to be transparent. This is the first time that I've ever had anybody on my show that's like nobody I know. So I'm nervous, she's nervous, but we're gonna get through it.
We gonna
Look, couple sips of this margarita. I promise you, I'm gonna be there. Trust me. So I'll let you introduce yourself. You could tell everybody who you are, what you do, and how you ended up on my couch.
Okay, so it doesn't matter which one I look.
No.
Okay, hi y'all. So my name is Zaakirah. I think the best way I would describe myself is as I'm a creative. I am a content creator, or I guess you could say like a storyteller. My content usually has like a beginning, a middle, and end. And honestly, this might sound deep as fuck, but I feel like God recently told me that I am a light worker as well.
What's a light worker?
A light worker is basically just someone who brings people to the truth, who shares the truth, who shares the light.
Like a detective or like a lawyer.
Like just someone who just tells the truth. Like I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions and
you just gotta bring it to the light. You just gotta bring it to the light. I get it. I think that like I kind of have a similar thing. I don't think I necessarily call myself a light worker, but I definitely feel like I kind of have a knack for conversation. Like I feel like I'm a conversationalist. I love to talk. Like I'm a very extroverted people person, which is probably one of the main reasons why I started a podcast. Because I was like, I love to talk. Like I love to talk to people, and especially like I love to talk to people about like things that really matter to them. Like I like to, drive conversations to where people start talking about their passions and things that they love and things like that. And I don't know what it is, but a lot of people gravitate towards me when it comes to like talking. Like I can talk to somebody for like 10 minutes and then they just pew spilling all their beans. Especially in the industry that I work in too. Like I work in like a fast paced people environment industry, so it's just like talking to people all day long. Like you get good at it eventually. So that's good. Yeah, I think so. And that's what it is too. Like a lot of people, like when they get around other folks that have like high energy, and it makes them want to like be like that. Like the energy becomes infectious, and that's what I love to do. Like I love to be around people and like up the way a mood is or up the energy in a room. Like that's kind of my thing. So I get what you're saying about that. I mean,
I would consider you a light worker because you're offering people the platform to.
So
a light worker doesn't have to be like something like big and crazy. Okay, like right now I'm thinking about Keith Lee. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
I would consider Keith Lee a light worker. Yeah. On the surface, it just looks like he's a food critic and he just eats food and talks about it.
But really he's changing people's lives.
He's keeping these people in business.
Yeah, no, his story is so dope too. And then honestly, like on a deeper level, because I believe in God, like I'm a spiritual person. I wouldn't say I'm religious, but like I definitely have a relationship with God, and I feel like he is one of the people like if God is working through anybody, like that's it. And he always says like in his content, like I just thank God for being a vessel. And I'm just like, dang, like that's the type of like influence that I want to have, for one, to let people know that like this came from, like, this is not me, like this is something bigger than me, and also using his platform for good. Like he is like, if anybody needs to be famous, like it was him. Like it was him. He deserves it. He deserves it so much. And it's crazy because I followed him for a long time before he started doing food reviews, and he used to make the videos. Do you know those TikTok videos where it's like, I think it's like AI generated, and it's when like there's cars crashing at like different speeds or like different gravities or something, and people do the little videos and they're like, oh, would I survive this car crash and stuff? So he was making those type of videos.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. I'll put a clip on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But he was making those videos, and I used to love when he made those videos. And then I vividly remember watching a video from him, and he was like, oh, I want to switch my content to like food, like I want to start doing food reviews and stuff. And then that's when it started going, and then his content changed into like food reviews, and it just took off. And I was just like, wow, like that is just like
all up in that.
Yeah, like that's just evidence of like God will switch your life overnight, like, or in a month, or like do a whole 360. And God, if you're listening, that's what you need to do for the Jo Show. You feel me? But
it's coming, girl. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, I believe it. Like I believe it. I would definitely. This is something I really put my all into. Like genuinely, because I've had a podcast before, or like I tried to do a podcast before, but I think my motivation was different back then. I think when I wanted to do it, it was
for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Yes and no. I wanted to do it because I was surrounded by people who were entrepreneurs, and they were like doing stuff. So I was like, dang, like I need to find something that I'm good at to do. So then that's what I did, because like I had a friend at the time that did hair. I had a friend, like they were in that type of industry. So I was like, dang, what can I do? And then I had actually recorded a couple episodes of my other show, and I was like, wow, like this is exactly what I meant to do. I was meaning to do, and then like some stuff was happening in my life where I just got demotivated. But then it was just like when I picked it back up, like it felt like I had like rediscovered myself like all over again, and I wanted to like jump back in it and go full fledged. Now, as you can see, like I went all in for sure, like because at first I was just renting the studio and all this other stuff, but now I'm like, yeah, like I got to get in my bag for real, because I know that I can make it pop off. Like I know I have good content, and like I just know. And this time, you know, it does have God in it. Like I prayed about it, like I manifested my success. So it's coming. It's coming.
And I can relate to that too. Like you said, you tried before and you feel like you kind of just, it fell off a little bit, because I don't know if you knew this, but I actually had a YouTube channel. I started a YouTube channel in 2016. And so, but I was never consistent, and I feel like, I wouldn't say I was doing it for the wrong reasons, because I've always loved to be in front of the camera, but I think I was just not moving how I feel like God wanted me to. Like I might take certain deals, not even so much because I was passionate about it, but because they was paying me and I needed the money. So I feel like it's taking, because now I don't even really post on YouTube, but I feel like with TikTok, because I transitioned into that, I feel like God is with me in this, like whatever it is that I'm doing, and I'm sharing my truth this time. I feel like on YouTube it was more so just like I posted videos like hair, makeup, fashion, which is cool because I'm still into that, but I don't think I really was telling like my truth. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's a difference.
I feel like it gets like that with a lot of content creators though, and like especially in the age of like TikTok where it's like at the height that it is now. I feel like a lot of people like are just trying to like throw stuff up against the wall and see what sticks. Like if the beauty industry is what you want to do, like, oh, let me just do makeup tutorials. Oh, that's not working, let me do a day in my life. Oh, that's not working, let me do get ready with me. And I feel like it's kind of like all over the place with a lot of creators. And I know like kind of stepping into the space like that it is now, like how was that for you trying to like transition your content and then jump into like a market that's saturated? Like how do you feel like you mentally placed yourself to be different?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even think about that no more. Really? I feel like I used to think about that too much with YouTube. So it was like I was so focused on the numbers, going viral, having this, all the and when you do that, you stray from yourself. Because that's what I meant when I say like I would make content that wasn't really genuine to me, but because someone else did it and it went viral. But it didn't go viral for me because I wasn't passionate about it. So this time it's like, you know what? I'm going to just show up and be myself, not worry about it, the platform being oversaturated, not worrying about who fucks with me or not. I'm going to just show up, be myself, and tell the truth. And God's going to reward me for that.
I mean, and he has. I mean, shoot, I found you. Like I said, I found you and I loved you. And I was just like, I was going through her content because I think it was a video where you were on a solo date at like an immersive experience or something like in LA. And I was just like, dang. I was like, well, I want to go there. And I was like, what? So then I would go to her page. I'm like, oh. I was like, what? And I was just scrolling. Like, I literally was like scrolling. I was like, oh yeah, I got to get her on my show. Like, I got to get her on my show.
That's what I mean. That's the energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's God.
Yeah. When you just be yourself, like the people attract to you, the people come to you. Yeah, I get it. I get it most definitely. I feel like with my show, like that is my purpose. Like the slogan of my show, if you guys can see it right there on my sign, it is real people, raw stories. And like, that's the exact like vibe I'm trying to encapsulate. Like I want real people to sit on my couch and I want them to be able to come and share their truth, talk about their story, who they are, and put these people who are actively making differences in their lives and the people that are in their lives and the community that they're around, like giving them a platform to share their stories. Because especially in the podcasting space, like there are so many there's so many podcasts, like there's so many. But the main ones that are like really, really popular and the ones that get really big are the ones who have influencers and celebrities and rappers and actors. Like they have heavy hitter names on their platforms, and of course we want to see those interviews. Like, we want to see Cardi B talk about what she does on her day. We want to see Lil Baby talk about how he got successful. But at the end of the day, there are people out there who want to see people on the screen that they relate to. Like, I can't relate to her getting up saying like, oh, I went to Chanel and spent $30,000. I can't relate to that, but I can relate to somebody who's like, oh yeah, I woke up today and, you know, I had to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Or just stuff like that. So I feel like amplifying the voices of regular everyday people who have been through things and who have lived several lives and who have experiences to share with other people is important. Like, it's very, very important. And that's the whole purpose behind my show. Like, I really want to just connect with real people who have stories like I do, in order to, you know, give a listener or somebody who's watching, or especially younger women, because my first show is actually centered around like being a big sister to younger women. And I'm still really passionate about that. Like, I still am a firm believer in like people like me and like us even, who have been through stuff, like have been through our teenage years, have had ups and downs dealing with relationships and people and jobs and money. Like, we have to share that knowledge and share that wealth for the generation coming up, because when I was 15, 16, 17, I wish I had somebody like me to like beat it in my head. Like, I wish.
That would have saved me a lot of trauma, heartache.
A lot of times.
Girl. But that's okay, because now we're the ones to do it.
Yeah, and that's exactly another reason why my show is the way it is. Like, I have a segment later that we'll get into where it's just like, what advice would you give to like your younger self, or like to somebody that's in your position? And like, I think about that all the time, especially when I go through my life now and like I start to like have different experiences and stuff, and I'll see it come up, and then I'll see parallels. Like, I dealt with this situation in different fashion when I was in high school, or I dealt with this situation way back when I was 14, and I just think of the parallels and I'm like, dang, like I have grown, and if I know what I know now, if I knew that then, like I probably would be in a totally different position.
But I just want to say something about that too. I think because we had to learn, quote unquote, the hard way, that's why we had this platform, and now we're like, oh my God, I have to share this. Yeah. I have to share this, because there's someone out there who's younger too, who thought the way I did, and think there's no way out, or we gotta stay with a nigga who don't really give a fuck about
Speak
it.
on it.
We think shit ain't gonna get better, but it does. Yeah. But I can relate also to you saying, talking about how there's certain people you just don't resonate with. And I think that's why I strayed from Instagram a little bit, because I feel like Instagram, it's just so superficial. Like, sometimes I'll go on these creators' accounts and it just looks like a magazine. Like, everything is just like perfect. And I'm just like, I don't resonate with this. This is not real.
Yeah, Instagram, I feel like Instagram is probably my least favorite social media platform. And it's so crazy that you say that, because I feel the exact same way. Like, I literally go on Instagram and I'm like, I literally feel like I'm in a mall. Like, I feel like everybody's just trying to sell me something. I feel like everybody is just like paying attention to what's hot, what's new. Like, there's just no originality. There's no authenticity on that app at all. And that's why, like, I actually had a different Instagram before I had the one I have now, because the one I have now only has like 300 followers. Like, but the one I had before had like 2,000. So it was like, it was a way bigger. It was like a lot more people. And I was just like, I don't know these people. These people don't know me. Like, I feel like I'm putting on a show for like all these people.
You feel like you're performing.
Yeah. And then sometimes I even feel like that now, like on my smaller account, like I'll post on my story and I'll be like, I'll take that down. Like, they don't need to know that. Like, every time I post something, it feels like
embarrassing.
Yes, I get embarrassing. Yes, I feel so embarrassed. I'm like, why did I just post that? Like, they don't need to know that I'm mad at Jack in the Box. Like, they don't need to. Like, they don't need to know this stuff. Like, and that's why, like, I post with my close friends a lot, because it's like maybe 30 people, the people that I actually know in real life, like that. Okay, if I want to share, like, oh, I'm recording today, or I'm in the studio, like, they can know that, because every detail of your life does not have to go on the internet. And I feel like society has just pushed the fact that, like, you got to be social. Like, you have to hold on, I'm gonna flip the script for a second. I just watched a TikTok, and it was talking about, I don't know if you saw it, but it was talking about like the third place and how the third place is going away. Like, they were talking about before social media, like, people had like home, they had work, and then they had somewhere else that they went to like be social or like unwind, or like, you know, people used to have like, oh, I go to this bar when I get off work, or this is my spot. But they were talking about how like people don't have spots anymore, and their spot is just the internet. And I'm just like, that is so dystopian, and that is just so like disconnected from reality, because like, when you actually think about how much time we spend on the internet, like looking at other stuff or just consuming so much content, like it actually becomes ridiculous. And then that's why I was just like, bro, like this is just, it's just too much. And especially for Instagram, I was just like, there's no way I can spend all day on this app like trying to uphold an image or trying to be a public figure when like I'm a real person. Like
I'm just your self-image. Yeah, it makes you think you're not enough.
Yeah, real bad. I feel bad. I feel so bad for the girls, like the younger girls that have to grow up right now, like the girls that are in high school right now or like middle school right now. Like I feel so bad for them because they literally don't even have a chance to like be individuals. Like they're just striving to be like the IG girlies or the TikTok girlies. Like they don't even have any room anymore to like
be a teenager.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. Like I was looking at the prom looks that people were going to school with or like the back to school fits at the high schools and I'm like,
full face of makeup.
What?
Lace front.
What do you mean you're booking a makeup artist for the first day of school? Like what are you even talking about right now?
Girl,
like
tell me about it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I feel bad for them, like, a lot. Because I know that, like, I struggled with, like, self-esteem and, like, validation issues when I was younger and, like, in that age. Which I feel like a lot of girls do. I'm not going to say all of them do, but a lot of girls do to a certain degree. But I do think that is something that you grow out of. I don't think that it lasts forever. Like, it's, for some people they grow out of it, for some people they don't. I grew out of mine just by, like, gaining confidence. But I'm, like, even back then, like, we had social media. Like, we didn't have TikTok until, what was that, 2019 TikTok came out?
I don't know if it came out in 2019, but I know it was up when the pandemic hit.
Yeah, when the pandemic
started getting on TikTok.
Yeah, so like we had Twitter and Instagram, like we had all the social medias, but I feel like it wasn't as deep as it is now to like follow trends and to be on what everybody else is on or to have we had our it girls. Now don't get me wrong, the it girls I think when I was coming up was like what, Black China and Amber Rose. Like I think it was.
Oh shit! Like 2010.
Oh no,
was that like 2010? Because wait,
like
Amber Rose was with Kanye in 2010, right?
No, they was like popping as like the IG girlies around like 2014, 2015.
Oh, okay. I feel like for me, it was Tiana Taylor.
Ah,
when I see her on Sweet 16.
My Super Sweet 16.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, she's always been dope.
I love her. But yeah, I know you said something about how we often grow out of that like self-esteem issue, but what it is, I think you're putting in the work. Like you said, you gained confidence. You had to like put in the work, I feel like, to get there.
I definitely I feel like at one point like I just had to like stop feeling sorry for myself and be like, how is like it's gonna sound so cliche, but like how anybody else gonna think you beautiful or how is anybody else gonna see it if you don't even see it? Like so, like, I used to be like, man, what are you talking about? Like, you either got it or you don't. But then I was like, no, like, you really gotta, like, you gotta bring it in and, like, push it out. Like, it has to come from the inside out for sure. And I just had to start carrying myself that way. And then, of course, you get older, you grow into your looks, you start to figure out your style, you start to figure out what works for you. So that stuff helps. But at the end of the day, like, it had to come from inside. Like, even if I thought I was the ugliest person in the room, like, I had to move in there like I was Kim Kardashian. Like, I had to, like, you just have to do that, and it really helps with your confidence. You gotta fake it till you make it. You got to fake it till you make it. Because sometimes I still be faking it. Like, sometimes I don't feel 100% or I don't feel like myself, or especially with social media, like, you can go on there and look at other people and be like, oh, what? But at the end of the day, like, you're a real person and none of these people know you. Like,
at all.
None of these people know you. And you're comparing yourself to people who don't even know you.
Who don't know you and also who only post their highlights. Yeah. They only post what they want you to know. They're not posting about them crying a few hours ago, having a fucking mental breakdown. They're not posting that shit. They posting, like, the aesthetically, like, pleasing. And that's okay, right? Like, everyone...
Yeah, I mean...
You can post what you want to post, but... At the end of the day, we are humans having a human experience, and not every day is going to look the same.
Yep. And I feel like that is probably one of the main reasons that like take the authenticity out of social media, because I don't know if you remember. Well, of course you remember. Like when Instagram was first coming out, like if people was really on Instagram, we would post anything. Like we would post
ugly ass food plates. Dirty ass looking food place, sloppy ass food.
Man, we would post anything. If we was at the beach, boom, beach, I'm here. Like if we was at a restaurant, boom, plate, I'm here.
The filters,
yes, right. Yep, them little, I forget, it's not Visco's now, but like the little grainy filters from like 2014, like if I was looking at my archives on my Instagram and I could go all the way back to like 2015 and I was like, why did I ever put this on the internet? But everybody just felt so much freer just sharing like who they are, and everything was just so much more like true to themselves, and now everything is just so like false. Like everything is so false.
It is, but I think that's
TikTok's
Instagram. Yeah, I was gonna say that's Instagram. Those are them Instagram girlies. Yeah,
but TikTok and Twitter, you get the real. Like you get
on
the
TikTok,
real.
Bitch, I can't Photoshop nothing.
Nope.
If I gotta stain on my shirt, bitch, I just gotta stain on my shirt. It's like, but it is what it is. Like, I'm a real person.
And I feel like people respect the reality more on TikTok. Like, when you get on Instagram, if you posted a story and, like, you just wanted to do, like, a little dusty fit check, you didn't have nothing but some sweats and some busted Air Forces on, like, you post that on Instagram, you're getting cooked. Like, but you post that on TikTok, everybody like, oh, like, you can be a normal person on there. I mean, it's changing now, too. I think that, like, with a lot of people keep up images on there too, but there's definitely a side where you're able to like really be yourself. Like I know on my TikTok page, it's nothing but me being stupid and goofy on there, like looking a mess. I don't have a wig on in a lot of them. Like I feel like it's way more open for me to be myself on social media. But that actually leads us into the first topic. I know like you create like a lot of content centered around like yourself and going out and like self-care. And so how do you feel like that like plays a role in like your mental sanity? I feel like just taking time for yourself.
Oh my God, it's changed my whole life. I would say in more ways than one. I think when you spend a lot of time with yourself, you can hear God. I feel like it's when you're at peace is when you can really hear God. And I think that finding your own happiness like on your own and not getting it from like a boyfriend or a relative, a friend, it changes the whole game. It's like it instills a confidence in you that can't be taken because you gave it to yourself. That's the best way I think I could describe it.
I like that. I definitely like the clarity to God pipeline, because I actually I was just talking to my mom about this the other day. She asked me, she was like, oh, like, what do you value? And I was like, I value my mental clarity. Like literally my mental clarity, because I know like last year, like from like August to maybe like November, like I think I fell into like a real big depression. And like looking back, like I don't know when it started, and I don't even know when I got out of it. But I was looking back, and I was just like my space was cluttered, like my head was just like so cluttered with just so much stuff, and you don't even realize it until it's not like that anymore.
Right.
And then you're like, whoa, like I can hear my thoughts. Like there's peace in my head, there's quiet in my head, like and that did allow me to get closer to God, because it's like when I'm not focusing on trying to like unscramble everything that's going on up here, like I'm able to like see the world around me. Yeah, quiet the noise for real. And another thing I didn't understand when I was younger, and I see some of the habits that I used to have when I was younger versus like what I have now, and I'm just like that's what it was. Like I just had so much mumbo jumbo rattling around in my head that like I wasn't even able to like hear myself think, let alone hear my higher power like trying to send messages to me and all that. So where do you think, like, I know that everybody has a different answer when I ask them this, but like, how do you think that God speaks to you?
Ooh, I feel like in different ways. I feel like I get a lot of confirmations through like numbers. I see a lot of angel numbers. I think God speaks to me through other people. I think God speaks to me like in my thoughts. I might think something and I think it's my thought, but it's not. I can't explain how I know the difference between my thought and God, but I just do. I think God is also like our intuition. Damn, what was the question?
No, that was the answer. It was like, how does God speak to you? Because like I said, people always have different answers to that. Like always, I think that God started to speak to me, honestly, I don't even know.
I think
sometimes I don't even know.
It could be too in that depressive state is when, because I know, okay, for me, like, you know how I told you I started YouTube in 2016?
Yeah.
The only reason I started YouTube was because I was never professionally diagnosed with depression at this time, but I think my anxiety had gotten so bad that it led me into, I would consider like a minor depression for about 10 days, something I had never in my life experienced. I just remember I couldn't even go to work. I was just in bed and I was just like, it felt like my shoulders were heavy. Like it was just heavy. heavy. And I remember thinking, okay, I cannot live like this anymore. I gotta do something. I gotta make some shake. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get on YouTube and I'm make an account and make my first tutorial. And I did. It was a makeup tutorial. Girl, I didn't have no equipment. It was like, what, the iPhone 7? I don't know, whatever, fuck. But I didn't have a tripod, so I just stacked my phone up on these books. And if you know, talking to yourself for the first time on the camera, you feel like you're crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like if that had not happened, I don't know if everything after that would have.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was like God's way of saying, okay, you need to do this. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I definitely, now, let me not say I don't know how it speaks to me. I feel like I haven't had that experience yet that a lot of people do where they really have that, like, that step. You know what? I take that back. New Year's, going into 2022. No. Yeah, the New Year's of going into 2022, I took shrooms.
Okay.
And
how was that?
It wasn't my first time taking them.
Okay.
But that was the first time that I really was, like, engulfed in them. Like, they hit for real that time. And I remember that New Year's, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go out. Like, I'm going to stay in and I'm going to spend this New Year's with my mom. Uh-huh. So my mom is like she's a very Christian lady. Like, she's really, like, tapped into her spirituality. So she was watching the T.D. Jakes watch night service that night. And I just remember watching that service and, like, talking to her about God and, like, our plans for the new year and how, and when I was, like, crying and I was just like, what? Now, granted, I was on shrooms, but it was real. Like, it was real, and I felt like I was really tapped in, and that was the first time I actually had an experience where I was like, I feel God, like, in my spirit. Like, that's, like, I feel Him in the spirit that moves my life. Like, and then from there, it was just like, I never had an experience like that again. That was the only time I did. But I know recently, like, after I got out of my whole, like, depressive episode and, like, I got back to being myself and, like, keeping myself up and keeping, like, the clarity around my space. Like, my room was a mess. Like, I was a mess. Like, I would go out looking crazy just because, like, my mind was just so cluttered with everything. So once, like, I was able to, like, clear my head of, like, all the noise and I was able to, like, see what my life actually looked like, I started to really, like, notice the opportunities that God was putting in front of me. I started to notice, like, Him, like, basically serving me up my prayers on a silver platter, but I was so cluttered and I was so distracted that, like, I never even realized it. Like, the talent that I had, or, like, even the money I was making, like, at that time, like, I was still, like, I was good enough, well off enough to take care of myself, like, but I couldn't even know about it or appreciate it because I was just so focused on everything else. But then, like, once everything just kind of got cleared up, I realized the blessing that He had placed in front of me, which was the new job I had gotten, like, the resources that I was able to get from my school. Like, there were people who were trying to pour into me that I just couldn't see. So I feel like, exactly what you said, like, I don't know why that's hitting me so hard, but, like, just the clarity that you get from, like, being okay with yourself, that like, leads you closer to God and, like, kind of becomes the bridge for that relationship is, like, everything. Is everything for sure.
And I also think, too, being in nature, it's something about being in nature is when you just really feel, like, connected as fuck.
Really?
Yeah, for me at least. It's like, I don't know what it is. I just know I like to sit outside a lot every day at some point because I feel like that's when I can really, like, really tap in. And even because we don't want to isolate ourselves completely, right? Like, so there will be times when I'm out with, like, and maybe you can relate, have you ever been out with, like, friends and you just feel like you're having a good time, but you just maybe don't feel as grounded because you're around other people's energy? Can you relate to that?
I feel like I know what you're saying. I think that I feel like I know what you're saying, but I don't think it wasn't that I wasn't grounded, but I definitely felt like a shell. Like, I felt like I was me in my head watching my body operate.
Like, you dissociate?
Yes. That's almost what I feel like it was.
And why do you think that is? Like, do you think it was the energy that you were around?
No, it wasn't them. It wasn't them at all, because I loved them. Like, the people weren't. It wasn't that. I think it was just kind of like, I think that just came from me not knowing myself for a long time. So, like, it almost was like imposter syndrome.
Girl, that is so crazy that you brought that up, because I've been feeling that way. Like,
really?
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you think that like that has to do with like the success of your TikTok and you kind of getting in front of people and people kind of fucking with you more, so you kind of like, oh, wait,
yeah, because
like me, like
even okay, like I don't try to compare it to my journey on YouTube, but like when I was on YouTube, even though I had like more, I wouldn't say more success. I think like I had more subscribers on YouTube than I do on TikTok. On TikTok, I only have about like 3,000 at the moment, but I think it wasn't as much engagement on YouTube, and when it was engagement, like when people would comment on like my posts and stuff, it was never about, because my content was different, right? So if it's a fashion video or a haul, then they're commenting about the products, right? Mm-hmm. But on TikTok, it's more so people are fucking with me for me, not about if I'm selling something, because at one point I had a business too. So not about what I'm selling or what I'm wearing or the makeup I'm wearing. It's about like me. So I think that's what it is. Yeah. It's like, oh shit, like people are fucking with me for me, and then it's like, okay, but wait, am I just saying this? Is this really what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, imposter syndrome is real, and I kind of get that with this sometimes, like doing this podcast thing, because I'm like, and I get the jitters like before I start a show or before like somebody comes and I'm like, dang, like why would anybody watch me? Like, well, you know, like what about me makes me think that I could get in front of a camera and I can do, but then it's just like you gotta, and then that's when I feel like the grounding from God comes in, is like, you know, like I gave you that gift, you know what I'm saying, like that didn't come from you, like that came from me, and don't question me, like, you know what I'm saying. So I, you know, that's kind of how
Jordan,
I got it. That's how
when I tell you, I've been telling myself this. I told myself the other night, I said, bitch, you are not in the driver's seat here. You in the back seat. God is driving. You don't ever have to worry because he's using you.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely got to up your faith, and that's really what it was. Like when I would have those moments where I didn't think that things were gonna go right and stuff, and it's like, okay, well, do you believe in him or not?
Or like, not?
Like, do you or do you not?
Do you have faith or not?
Yeah, exactly. Like, are you like you say you do? Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Like, how you gonna be saying you got faith, but with the minute you don't see something coming the way that you think it should, now all of a sudden you're starting to question, and now you sabotage yourself by like getting out there and trying to do stuff and trying to work stuff your way instead of just waiting for God to, you know, come through with what he already had for you that you're sabotaging and that you're putting off. So I get you 100%. Like we here with this because it's real. Like, and I think that a lot of content creators or a lot of people who are in front of the camera feel that way. Like they kind of feel like that's what they're not supposed to be there. Or they might feel unworthy, or they might feel like, you know, like, why me? Or like, am I supposed to be doing this? But like, if you believe in God, then there goes your answer right there.
And two, because like I said, we're humans having a human experience. There will be times where we do experience doubt, right? I don't think that's the problem. I think it's more so how you snap back. Yeah. How long are you gonna stay in that doubt? Yeah. Or are you gonna talk to yourself and get out of it? You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Mm-hmm.
Dang. That was good. Bro, we can talk about this all day. We gotta keep the show moving up. So, the next question, as far as like just on this topic of like just staying true to yourself and grounding yourself, what do you think that like self-love looks like to you?
I would say it can depend on what I need in that moment, but overall, it looks like taking care of myself physically, mentally, emotionally. It can look like instilling boundaries, and not like the soft boundaries where you say no and then someone convinces you and you're like, all right, no. Like a hard boundary. It can look like a bunch of different things. I recently started getting back in the gym. I go to the gym Monday through Friday, and it's something about, for me, I feel like my confidence is heavily linked to physical fitness. And that might not be the same for everyone, but I know for me, working out in the gym and eating healthy, eating clean, that's self-love to me because I'm taking care of myself. Let's see. I feel like that's it. Just instilling boundaries, reciting positive affirmations, telling yourself you look good, giving yourself grace. All of these things are important.
That was actually going to be my answer too, as far as the boundaries things go, because I know me, like, remember when I was talking about those validation issues, like that kind of caused me, like in my youth or like my adolescent years, to become like, I was a real really, and I'm still struggling with it now a little bit, but like I'm a people pleaser. Like I don't know what it is, but I love for people to like me. I love for people to fuck with me. Like I love for people to like gravitate towards me. And yes, it does happen naturally. Like I don't really have to try to do it, but I do get an ego stroke when it happens. Like it is, I operate in my ego a lot more than I should. Let's just say that. Like a lot.
Me too.
But
the fact that you are aware of that.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it for sure. But I think that like that whole people pleasing mentality that I had caused me to like I didn't have boundaries with like anybody. I didn't even have boundaries with myself. And that's like I would let myself, you know, eat whatever I wanted to, or, you know, just not being disciplined in my everyday life, like financially irresponsible. Of course, like I took care of my bills and I took care of everything that I needed to, but like I had a spending problem. Like I just wasn't strict enough. And I feel like discipline does not equal like restriction. Discipline equals discipline. Like that's just what it is. And I feel like being disciplined with myself and with the people around me, like in setting those boundaries in order to like to help myself in the long run. Like it's not like the boundaries were like, oh, I'm not doing this just because I don't want to or anything like that. It's like, no, like that is causing me an inconvenience and it's taking me away from what I have to do for myself. So no, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Or like, yeah, I got the money to loan you, but no, because I need it for this. Yeah, I need it to get like, okay, yeah. Oh, it's my nail money. Nail, I can get my nails anytime. But like, no, I need to keep myself up and that's money for my nails. So no, I can't give it to you, even though you need it. You know, stuff like that. So setting those boundaries for myself in order to like stay on track for the plan that I have for myself is definitely important. And I feel like that's where my self-love in recent times has lied in, because my self-love used to be directly like correlated to how I looked. And I used to be like, well, I don't love myself. Oh, I love myself when I look good, but I don't when I don't look good and stuff like that. And it's just like, no, like I need to love the inner person. Like I don't need to love Joe. I don't need to love JoJo. Like I need to love Jordan. Like she needs to pop out and she needs to be somebody who I'm proud to put in front of anybody else. And like I feel like the inner work that I started to do for my self-love and to gain my confidence kind of just exuded on the outside, and that's why I look like this. But
period.
But yeah, like he's so annoying.
Girl, I do the same when I'm filming. I'm like, shut up, and I just wait.
I don't know what it is. He don't like nobody. Like I got it from the shelter, so like I think whoever had him before me, like he's just not socialized. I don't think he was abused. I think he was like just a house dog. Like he was never around other people. So when I got him, like he only liked me. He only liked my mom, and he only liked my boyfriend. Like that was it. And then like my dad came over one time and he was just like no, like he would not stop. My dad literally had to leave. Like he would not stop. Put him in a room, no. Put him in his crate, no. Like he was going crazy. But like, and then even if you take him outside, like I don't know if did he bark at you outside?
No, I don't think so.
He didn't. He's getting better because we're starting to socialize him more. But like, we couldn't even take him out to the bathroom outside without him barking at everybody he saw. So I'm assuming that the person who had him before like had a yard or something, so he was never around other people.
That's kind of like how my dogs are. Like I could take them to the dog park, but they don't really socialize. They just want to sit next to me on the bench. I'm like, girl, we could have done this at home.
For real. Yeah, he don't like other dogs at all. Like that's a big no.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, we working on it though. I was trying to get him to puppy school, but they want like $900 for puppy school, and I was just like,
my dogs got kicked out of puppy school.
Are you serious? Yes. What kind of dogs you got?
Maltese poodles.
And they little things too.
Yeah, they're like small to medium.
Dang. I hope he don't get kicked out of puppy school. He might. He really don't like people. He don't like people at all. Poor baby. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna cut that. We're gonna move on. So, the next thing that I want to get into before we move on to the next segment is living in Los Angeles. So, are you like an LA native or are you a transplant?
Oh no.
Where are you from?
Baldwin Hills.
Oh.
Yeah.
I went to a middle school for 1 year. Is that Baldwin Hills? No, that ain't really Baldwin Hills like that. But I had went to middle school. It was on what is that, Jefferson and like Rodeo, I think. Or is that Obama? I think it's Obama now. Obama and Jefferson.
A middle school?
Yeah, you know where the Baha'i Center is? Yeah, they put a middle school in there 1 year, and I had went.
That's like literally right where I live.
Really? Yeah. I went to middle school right there, and it was, it was so ghetto. It was so ghetto. It was so ghetto and unorganized, but I had the time of my life. So.
Wait, so was it like it's a private school, right?
It was like a little charter school.
Oh, okay.
That they put right. There's another charter school that they put right there in the same building, but it's not the same one that it used to be. They closed that one down like after the first year. Yeah, it was up and then it was down. It was so ghetto. We had like a cosmetology class where one of the ladies was trying to teach us how to use Marcel irons. Like,
what?
I swear. I swear. It was so ghetto, but it was so much fun.
Wait, so you were just there for 1 year? Mm-hmm. So did you live in that area?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I've always been in private schools. I only went to that school because I had a teacher. I went there in 6th grade, and then I had a teacher in the 5th grade. I went to Marcus Garvey elementary school, and I was on like Slauson in like 76 or something.
Okay.
And he was going to go teach there, and I was like, fuck it, like I'm gonna go where you go, because I fucked with him. So I went there, and then that shit was ghetto. So I was like, nah, I left. And then I've basically been in private school my whole life. Like middle school, I went there, and then I went to Casey Price, like the church, you know, the Crenshaw Christian Center Church.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They got a school, so I went there. 7th and 8th grade. Funny story again. 8th grade, I left there and I went to another little school. It was like on the same campus as St. Mary's. It was only open for 1 year. Ghetto as fucking kid. But I only stayed there for 1 semester, and I went back to Crenshaw Christian Center, and then I went to Sarah for high school.
Okay, I was gonna ask you when you were.
Yeah, I went to Sarah.
Okay, I went to Palisades for high school.
Oh yeah. I had a friend that went there.
How'd she like it?
It was a guy. He was gay though. Yeah, he liked it. He liked it a lot. Yeah, he had fun.
It was cool. It was like, I mean, you know, it was a white neighborhood, but the black people, we stuck together. I was gonna say,
it was a community for sure.
Yeah.
It was a community for sure. But yeah, I mean, people don't consider me from the real LA. I'm actually not from the real LA. I'm a kind of out myself here. I'm from Carson. But I was in LA a lot. Like I went to school in LA. Like I went to those schools. My high school was in Gardena, but I love Los Angeles. Like, I feel like I haven't really got to experiences as an adult because I've been out here for school. But when I graduate, I'm going right back. Like, I'm going right back to the city. But I want to move to, like, West LA or, like, the Valley.
Yeah.
Like, I want to experience, like, a different side of LA because I done been up and down to 110. Like, I done been around SoCal. Like, I want to go, like, West LA. Like, nothing past, like, Santa Monica.
I think that's like the space I'm in now because I never really experienced my city because I felt like I was always in the house. Mm-hmm. So now I'm like, I'm trying to be out like every week. I don't care if I'm going by myself. I just want to be out. Yeah. I want to experience LA, experience life, try new shit, try new restaurants, whatever.
Yeah, that's the phase I'm in right now too. So like, out of all the places that you've been, like I see you go on solo dates all the time. Like, what's been your favorite place to go?
Honestly, I don't know if you saw my recent one that I posted on Sunday. I went to Century City.
Yeah, I saw that.
To make my own lipstick. So that one was fun as far as the experience. But it's crazy because I remember, like, when I was on my way home, I was like, what is this feeling? Like, why do I feel a little bit of anxiety? Mm-hmm. And I think it's because, like, prior to that, most of my solo dates were at museums. Mm-hmm. So it was very much, like, chill, like, slow pace. Mm-hmm. But at the mall, you know, it's always a sense of urgency. Everybody's going. So I think the experience, is what was my favorite as far as like a solo date, making my own lipstick. But I really, really liked the one prior to that, which was the museum that I went to with the like the living pieces.
That was dope.
That was tight.
That was dope. Where was that at?
That was in West Hollywood, I believe. Yeah.
So I'm so glad you said that because another question that I had was like, so, I know you're a little bit older than me. Not a lot. She tries to make it seem like she was like 45, y'all.
I feel like I'm 90.
Girl.
But you know what? I was raised by my grandparents. So I have I feel like I'm older. I don't know.
Yeah, you got old. So I was raised around like a lot of older
people. I
people.
could tell you too, for sure.
But, so how do you feel about like the LA nightlife? Because I know a lot of people like on social media, they say like, LA and like our nightlife or like our like outside ain't got shit on the South, which I can agree because I've been to Atlanta and that shit vibing.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, they're trying to say that we don't have no nightlife.
I mean, well, what are they looking for as far as the nightlife?
I feel like
because I don't know. I guess
like,
nothing.
You don't go to clubs?
Girl, I hate clubs.
Why?
I went to a club a couple months ago. I told my friend, I said, "Bitch, I'm only going because it's your birthday." I just feel like it's sometimes it be hot, crowded. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting like my shit attacked. Like people just might spill a drink or whatever. I don't fuck with it like that. But my nightlife, I'll go to like a nice restaurant. I like to be at restaurants, try new drinks. That's really honestly it at night. Like during the day, like I like to visit museums and do activities, but yeah, I don't know if I really like can make a comment on like the nightlife.
I haven't really been in the nightlife like in LA because when I was living in LA, like I wasn't old enough, and now I'm in college and I done graduated, but I'm almost graduated, but like I'm out here, so I can't even. But I've heard of like some clubs, like I can see some clubs be popping sometimes, like. The Valet is fun sometimes as far as clubs go. The Dragonfly. There's a place in the Valley, it's called Dames and Games, where they got the strippers in they box.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the strippers, they get in the ring with no clothes on and shit, and they be boxing, they be fighting. So that's cool. But I feel like LA's like outside scene is like if you know type thing. Like everything in LA is just so exclusive. I feel like that's what the major difference is between like our outside and like the South and stuff. Cause like the South, you could go pull up at any hookah lounge, you could go pull up at any club and it's jumping and everybody's there and you can go fit in and have a good time. LA, you walk into a spot and it's jumping and it's somebody's shit, they gonna look at you like, who is you? Like,
who are you?
Yeah, like who are you for real? So I feel like that's probably the main difference. I really don't have nothing to say about the nightlife either. You just gotta come and experience it for yourself. But if you're looking for fun stuff to do, we got a lot of that. Like we got a lot of fun, different stuff that you can do as far as like restaurants go.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
like activities or stuff like that.
Yeah. What's your favorite restaurant that you've been to in LA?
There's so many. Okay, I really like Joey's. Have you been to Joey's?
Yeah, the one in Manhattan Beach or downtown?
I just found out there's one in Manhattan Beach. The one downtown.
Yeah, I haven't been to Joey's downtown. I've been to the one. I've been to the one in Manhattan Beach, and then I've been to the one in Topanga.
Oh, there's one in Topanga.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My dad stays out in the valley, so like I've been to that one before. Yeah, I fuck with Joey's.
Yeah, I like Joey's.
Joey's is a vibe.
I recently went to a spot for my birthday called Isabel.
Where's that at?
That's also in West Hollywood, a little bit past the Beverly Center. My friend and I tried this little low-key sushi spot in Koreatown. They got like every form of sushi. Every you can make sushi, they got it. Like
I mean, I feel like that's any sushi place.
Oh, but I don't feel like. Oh, see, I don't be in Koreatown. We just happen to try that one. So.
I go to Koreatown just for a couple things. I go to the Boiling Crab in Koreatown. Okay. I love the Boiling Crab. The venue is the karaoke spot. That's have you been there?
I've been to a karaoke spot. Oh yeah, it was in Koreatown, but I don't know if it was.
It probably was the venue. I just recently went there for a birthday party and that shit was jumping. Like,
did it have like a bunch of like lights when you walked in? It was all super colorful.
No, it was real low key. You walk in and there's nothing there but like a bouncer and like his little bouncer booth, and then you go downstairs and it's like in the basement and there's like maybe 12 rooms with like the big screens for the karaoke, and then it's the mics, and then they bring food and drinks. It's a vibe. That's really fun. So if you're ever in LA and you look for something to do, go to the venue and go do karaoke. That shit was fun as fuck. But yeah, Koreatown, they got a bunch of different places. I've been to a Korean barbecue place in Koreatown that wasn't too far from where the Boiling Crab was at, and that was fire. But LA got so much diverse food, it's like ridiculous. Like you could go to like Little Ethiopia and get like some fire authentic African food. You can go to like downtown LA and you can go get like street food over there. It's good food everywhere in LA. That's the one thing I can say, like good diverse food.
There's a good, I don't even know the name of it, a fire ass Belizean spot in Inglewood. Damn, I don't know the name of it. I don't know the name of it. I just know I get the chicken and rice. It's so good.
I never had Belizean. Well, I've had Belizean food, but I've never had it from like a place. I've only had it like made for me. No, talk about food in Inglewood. Lee's Caribbean. That's where I go get my Jamaican food from.
Lee's?
Yes. It's like right across from the SoFi on Prairie. Okay. It's so good. Like that's the only Jamaican food I'll ever eat from there, and it's so good. And there's a bakery right next door. Have you ever been to Sweet Red Peach?
No, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, they're right next to each other.
Okay.
Their shit is like
I'm having to check it out.
Has bomb. Like it's so good. Like they know their way around the cake. I'll tell you that much. But the last topic about LA, the dating scene. What does that look like for you? Are you single?
Yes. So, girl. Okay, let's get into it. So, I guess I should start from the top. So, from like age 17 to like 25, I was in a very long toxic relationship. So, I did not really.
8 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're finna get into the tea.
Oh my God.
8 years?
8 years. Yeah. And so, I mean, when we was off, like when we was beefing, I might like fuck with somebody else, but it was never really like a consistent dating life. But last year, February, I actually got on a dating app.
Oh. Why am I asking which one?
Hinge.
I hear a lot of success stories about Hinge.
Yeah.
I feel like Hinge is for the ones
bad.
that really want
Tinder's
something.
just ghetto as fuck.
Yeah, Tinder people just want fuck. But I feel like Hinge, a lot of people are really that's the one that people go to and they're like, okay,
I'm serious.
I want to get with somebody.
Yeah, so from February of last year to like November, December is when I really experienced like having a full on like dating life. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it wasn't so bad. Like there was a couple niggas I'm like, you got me fucked. But for the most part, the men were cool. You know what I mean?
Cool. I feel like there's a stigma around LA men, especially I see on Twitter. Like people always talk about how LA niggas ain't shit. There was this one post recently, and I think, do you follow that suburban LA page? Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't have Instagram?
No, I don't have Instagram like that.
Yeah, it was a post, and it was like, it's so hard to find a nigga in LA that don't got no kids, that ain't broke, or that don't beat on bitches. And I was just like,
because dead ass. But I don't want to claim that because I feel like there are hidden gems.
For sure.
That's why I will never be the one to be like, all niggas ain't shit, because I want a man. I don't need a man, but I want a man, so I'm not about to claim that. But
yeah, I don't push that narrative either at all. I feel like there's a lot of like slander from black women to black men that I feel like other races see too, that they kind of like use that to kind of stereotype us a little bit. But
I think it's become, sorry not to cut you off, but I think the way I be on Twitter and the shit I be seeing, I'm like, it's almost like hating men has become like a personality trait. Yeah. And I'm just like, a lot of it is really just your unhealed trauma. Like, because you can't categorize all men.
Yeah, into the same. You can't
say all men ain't shit, all men. And then I'm confused.
The one you had wasn't shit.
Right. And I'm confused because half of y'all are raising black sons. So what are you teaching your son?
Talk about it.
You're teaching boy moms to hate himself, essentially. Yeah. You're carrying that energy.
Or they're just going to come up and not be shit for the next bitch just because that's all you ever spoke about.
That's like the only thing you poured into them.
And it's so crazy because it's such a like, it's so hypocritical because it's like, you be like, oh, niggas ain't shit, fuck them, fuck this, fuck that, and then it's like, but then you want one to come sweep you off your feet. So which one is it?
Which one?
And why on earth would a man want to come do that for you if you sitting up bashing men online like this all day? Like, he thinks that you're just gonna fuck with him. Like, he don't even think you like men. At this point, date women. Like, if you hate them so bad.
Because that's what it's giving.
I don't push that narrative at all.
Because it's untrue.
Yeah. And there are a lot of good men out there. I feel like women have unrealistic expectations at the moment about what a man should come into their life and do.
I think part of that is social media, Twitter. Because I've seen some crazy, like, screenshots of, like, women requesting, like, men do all these things before they even meet them on a first date. And it's like, well, okay, wait a minute.
That's so unrealistic. Why on God's green earth would I send you a month's worth of rent before I ever see your face? Are you fucking delusional?
Like, be so for real.
Like, are you fucking delusional? Like, I don't know. I feel like those standards are high, like, are way unrealistic. Now, I'm not advocating for men just coming in wanting to do shit and not doing nothing. I don't advocate for that at all. No. But I definitely think that, like, a man does not owe you anything prior to, like, 3 dates. And I'm not even going to say he don't owe you. A man doesn't owe you anything, but I feel like if there is common interest and there is a man that is interested in you, I do think that there are, like, guidelines and there are things that you should be doing as a man to court a woman.
Absolutely.
But as far as, like, oh, send me money to see my face, you bitches are looking for sugar daddies. Y'all are not looking for a man. Like, y'all are looking for sugar daddies. And I feel like Blueface went online recently. You saw that?
No, but when you said that,
he went online and basically said, like, all you women out here who are, like, trying to get dudes to buy you stuff and do all this, like, y'all are prostitutes. Like, y'all literally are just trying to, like, have sex for money.
To an extent, there are some women who really just want to, like, get over on men. For sure.
I feel like a lot of women have the philosophy right now, though, that, like, oh, you gotta pay just to get close to me.
Right.
Which I feel like in retrospect, it sounds great. Don't get me wrong. If I could have a man that just wants to pay to speak on the phone with me, or that just wants to,
you gotta pay for my phone number.
Yeah, like cough it up. But I'm not gonna put that expectation on the man that I actually like, because I know that there are men out there who are real providers. They're gonna say no to that bullshit that you're talking about before they see you, because they have a fucking brain. But I know that there are men that if they really like you, they go on dates and they fuck with your vibe, they're gonna want to do that shit.
They're
for you.
going to do it. They are
People
going to without you having to ask.
Yeah, a lot of women just jump the gun right now. That's why I feel like dating is just so like, I don't know what's going on out there. I'm not in the dating scene right now.
Because you have a boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been together?
That's a complicated question.
Okay, understandable.
That's a complicated question. I met him when I was 16 years old. Mm-hmm. So I've known him. He's been in my life since I was 16. Mm-hmm. We was playing around with each other for a long time. You know, you young, you dumb, you stupid. Mm-hmm. But I can say, like, honestly, recently, we have been, and when I say recent, I mean the last couple years, because I was 16 a long time ago. But in recent years, we've been really, really good, and we've been very on track and committed and consistent. Yeah, consistent. And now we're in such a good space where like all that stuff doesn't even matter anymore, because we were young, we were kids, but now we're really taking each other like seriously and using our relationship to like build towards a life together.
That's good.
At first it was just like, you know, we fucking around, we doing this, but now we're really taking, like I said, we're building a life together. So I'm really happy about that. So I don't know what's going on in the dating pool, but I do know that there was a point in our relationship where social media kind of got to me about like what I felt like he should have been doing. And
that's the thing. That's when it goes back to being able to like quiet the outside noise and really think, okay, is this truly what you want? Or do you just feel this way because of what you read on the internet?
What they told me I should want.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of the stuff was valid though. Some of the stuff is valid. I feel like social media is not like, you shouldn't use it as, oh, you should be doing this, but I feel like social media should be taken as a suggestion. It shouldn't be taken as law. So I feel like some of the stuff I was telling him that I wanted, or I feel like I wanted him to do for me, some of the stuff came just straight from me, but other stuff it was like, okay, it's not even about the thing, like it's about the thought. Like I want you to think of doing this shit type of shit for me, like. And then he understood that, and he was just like, okay, like I get it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if a bitch walking around and she go outside the grocery store and there's flowers on her car, like, you know, like that's just a thoughtful thing to do. I'm not saying that you go do that, but I'm just, you know, stuff like that. So I don't know. I guess social media cripples us all. I'm not better than nobody. Like
that shit. This is why I'm very, 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 very serious about not like glorifying the relationships that we see on the internet.
Yeah.
Cause have that shit be fake.
Be fake.
Been together for so long, all of a sudden you find out from I got the shade room blocked, but on the shade room you might see so and so just got into a domestic dispute with, and it's like, wait a minute, I thought they were in a happy, healthy no.
Yeah, that should be fake.
What you think it is.
The older I got, the more I realized that, and especially like I would see the people that I even knew. Like I have a sister, and she be on Facebook. You would think that her relationship is like zip tight, solid. Like she be posting like she is the cat's meow and the dog's bow wow, and that shit is a mess in real life. And you know who you are, and you a dusty bitch, and you know I don't fuck with you.
I feel you though, because I feel that.
Yeah, like people in my everyday life, like I see you on Facebook, you posting around like your relationship is this good, but the whole time your man ain't shit. You're not shit. Y'all sitting up doing nothing all day, like. No, like it's a no. It's a hell no. So seeing that shit just so close to home, it's like I know that high end shit is fake, because look at what regular people is doing.
The
like
grass is not always greener.
It's not, and that's another thing that like I had to learn in my relationship too. It was like we're growing together, but at the end of the day, we're choosing each other, and we have an understanding that like. We are what we want. Like we both, for us to be together so long, we both have something in us that like is keeping us together. And if we leave each other, like we going into something that we don't know nothing about. We ain't been out there in years. Like, so you know what I'm saying? Like the grass is not always greener, and you realize that when you get out there. Now there are some success stories, and a lot of people do enjoy being single. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not talking about the people who genuinely enjoy not having anybody, but the people who are out there that want somebody. Your person is coming. Maybe you need to lower your standards a little bit, though.
You think so?
I think that a lot of people need to lower their standards.
I could see that. Like, if your standards are just crazy.
Yeah, like, there's no reason, like, I could never, let me take that back. I'm not gonna, like, as me today, right now, as me by myself, I'm not finna go try to get Lil Baby. Like, and I can't expect Lil Baby to come and want me. Like, but I can expect a man to, like, you know, want to take me out to nice places and want to buy me things or, you know, make my birthday special or, you know, do random stuff out the middle of the day. But for me to be like, oh, I want a man to come in and pay my rent and do this, that's unrealistic. Because why? Because for one, I can't meet a man and pay his rent. Well, I could, but I'm not going to. And why would I expect somebody else to want to do that for me? Or why, like, I'm not going to I just know I have realistic expectations for humans. Like, I don't see men as like ATM machines. I see men as human beings. They're human beings. So I don't have unlimited expectations for limited beings at all. Humans are limited people. We can only do so much. And we only know so much. And I think for a lot of people out here, even men, like, men have unrealistic expectations of women. They want them to, I hate this word so much. The word I'm about to, I hate it so much. They want this submission thing. Thank you. Like, I almost threw up saying that.
But you know what? Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I stay out of the Twitter dialogue when they talk about if you're gonna get up at 3 a.m. and make a sandwich. I stay out of it because let me tell you why. If I have a man in my life who is fulfilling me and I feel like doing what he needs to do, bitch, I might get up at 3 a.m. and make a man a sandwich. I'm not tripping off that. I'm
gonna get up and make a mistake if that's what he wants.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so,
but that stuff comes with work. Like, people just want that stuff off the gate. People want that stuff off the break. Men and women want unrealistic things off the break just because that's what they feel like they deserve. And you might deserve that. I'm not saying that you don't. I think I deserve all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But do I deserve that from somebody that doesn't know me and has never met me? No.
Right.
Like, I'm just realistic. I feel like a lot of people in the dating scene right now are just unrealistic because of social media and they see influencers and all those people doing, and that should be fake. Like,
flying them out and all that shit. I get it. Like, before they even I get it.
Or like, oh, he flew me out and took me shopping. Yeah, but you're not talking about the part where you had to shit in his mouth. Like, I'm being for real. He took you to Dubai, yeah, but what did you have to do for that shit?
No, for sure. I get it.
Let's be honest, and that goes back to the thing where they're like, oh, you don't post everything on the media, or you don't post like, yeah, you don't post all the bad shit. You post the good shit, and then the consumers, which is us, we see that, and we're like, oh, a man's supposed to do this. Yeah, all right, well, Kimmy, if you think that he's supposed to do that, then open your mouth and let him shit in it, and maybe he'll do it. Because that's what they doing. Since you want to do what they do it. Like, and once you realize, like, that shit is not what it seems, you'll start to be a lot more realistic with what the fuck you think is going on. And people have to stop expecting these things out of everyday people. You cannot date somebody that works at McDonald's or anywhere else, or that has a regular job and is not an influencer, that's not a celebrity, that's not making 100, 200, 300 millions of dollars a year to be like, oh, I'm finna pull up, come on, shop, and I'm finna spend $5K at you. What reasonable person in your life do you know that's just dropping money like that they don't have like a savings? You have to work toward that shit. I feel like and these men are young, we're in our 20s. Like, there's no way that I can expect an average man in his 20s to be like, oh, come on, I'm finna blow 10K at you on you at the mall. What? Mm-hmm. What? Like, we're settling into our careers. We're trying to figure out how to live life on our own. You know, a lot of us are just now getting our own places, our own cars, like taking care of ourselves fully financially. So it's like, how can you expect somebody to do that for you? Not saying that he never will, because once he settles into his career, or he wants to like he starts moving up, then yeah, he might, you know, start puffing his chest and start doing that. But I just, the expectations are just so unrealistic. Like,
I think what it boils down to, and this is probably something I really had to realize, is before I expect anyone else to do things for me, I got to do it for myself. Mm-hmm. And that's not even necessarily anything. I'm not talking about like money or financially, but just like supporting me in other ways, or being there for me, or speaking life into me. I got to do that to myself first. And I'm a very, very strong believer in energy. And I believe that the things that I give to myself, I'm attracting in another person.
Most definitely. And a lot of you hoes and men is attracting ancient niggas because y'all aren't shit. I, too, was not shit.
I lacked a lot of self-love, a lot of confidence, a lot of boundaries. So it makes sense why I was in a toxic relationship for so long.
Yeah.
I couldn't expect him to see my worth if I didn't see it.
Exactly. And like I said, I had a lot of work to do, and I still got a lot of work to do, but I've come to a point of self-realization where I understand myself. I understand exactly what I'm capable of, and I know exactly what I'm capable of handling. I feel like when they be like, oh, God won't put more on you than you can handle, that's facts, because there's no way. If God sent a man to me right now that wanted to pay all my bills, that wanted to do all this, all that, I wouldn't know what to do with that. Like, I wouldn't know. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be able to appreciate it. I wouldn't know what to do with it because I'm not ready. And I feel like a lot of people like want stuff that they're not ready for, and especially when it comes to dating, like a man is not ready for a woman to come and require all his time, require all his attention, require soft patience, affection. Like, they're not ready to have those tough conversations about themselves, because a lot of times women come in men live and they like start to rearrange stuff, and they start to make them think about things that they never thought before, like, you know. So a lot of times people aren't ready for what these real serious relationships have to bring, but they just want the perks and they just want everything else that comes with it, and
to be
like,
able to say they're in a relationship. Yeah, and that was me too.
Really?
I feel like, yeah, it was just like, at least I can say I'm in a relationship. At least I can say I'm not like lonely. Now I don't ever feel lonely. Now, as I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I don't ever feel lonely. I think because I built such a healthy connection with myself and with God, I don't feel lonely. But there was a point where it was like, I don't want to be by myself. So I'm going to stay in a situation that I know is not good for me, because at least I can say I am somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people struggle with that. I don't think I've ever had that. Maybe it's because like I still have that person, so I really, honestly, I don't know what it feels like to be alone, because I've never had to do it. Do I feel like I missed out on some parts of like finding myself because of that? Yeah. But I also think that the situation that I'm in with this person is worth it, and it's worth sticking it out. And I know that I can find myself on the side because he's not like a person that hinders me from doing that. And I feel like a lot of toxic relationships, like being with somebody who is not good for you, will cause you to lose yourself, and it will cause you to not be able to refine yourself because you're so blinded by what's going on in front of you with this situation. So yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with that, actually, like just the fear of being alone or not wanting to be by themselves. And not like wanting to face what exactly the work that you have to do in yourself. Because I feel like when you get left alone with yourself, you start to realize a lot of stuff.
I think that's what happened with the when the pandemic hit. I worked for LAUSD, so you know the school's closed. So I'm in my room all day thinking, just hearing my thoughts. Yeah. And I'm like, shit, I'm actually unfucking happy. Yeah.
Outside of your job,
figure it out.
Who are you? Like,
who are you?
Who are you? Besides, because a lot of people, you ask them who are they, what they gonna tell you? What they do. I'm a teacher. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. Not, like, I'm a visionary. Like, I'm a creative. I'm a person that values my time. I'm a person that values other people's energy. Like, no, they tell you exactly what they do. Like, I'm a singer. Like, okay, what else? Like,
but who are you?
Yeah, like, who are you?
Your profession.
And I had to master that. That's something I really had to work toward, and I had to really master, because I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know. But now I do. And I'm a podcaster. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you are.
Well, I am.
Own it.
I know I am. But still a journey. I'm always rediscovering myself, like always. I feel like you can never learn yourself fully. And I don't think we'll ever be fully healed. It will never be perfect, but the good news is God doesn't ask for perfection from us. Yep. You just actually we don't have to worry about that. And I had to like correct myself, because I noticed sometimes I'll compliment myself and I'll say, Zaakirah, you're this, and this, and then I'll go, I know I'm not perfect, but, and then I feel like God said, Zaakirah, you were the only one who ever talked about perfectionism. I don't need you to be perfect, so why do you keep saying that? You don't need to say that shit. I don't need you to be perfect. Yep. Because we don't even have an idea what that looks like besides Jesus. Like, we don't even have a mold to what that is. And I tell myself, like, in my affirmation stuff, I say, like, I'm not perfect, but I'm the closest I can get to it. Like, because I'm doing the best I can. Like, I'm the best I can be. And when you just actively strive to be the best that you can be, the person that you want comes to you. Like, God, I feel like once you... Yep. So that was good. The next segment... Okay, I'm okay. So the next segment that we're going to get into is called Beats by Jay. If you don't know what Beats by Jay is, or it's your first time listening to the show, Beats by Jay is a segment where we start talking about music, what we're listening to now, and then we're going to give you one oldie but goodie, which is a song that we think everybody forgot about that we still love right now. If you want to listen to any of the songs during Beat by Jay, if you go down to the description box, there is going to be a link to a Spotify playlist that has all of the songs from all of the past episodes from Beats by Jay. So if you listen to any of them and you like them, comment and let me know how you think. So, my first oldie but goodie, it's not that old, like it's not from like the 70s or anything, but it's actually Climax by Usher.
That was like 2010, right?
Yep.
Was it?
Yeah, like 9 or 10. That song, oh my gosh. I listened to it on accident recently. And then, do you remember when Kanye released those stem players?
Yes.
So, I saw a TikTok video and he was doing that song on the stem player, so it was nothing but the vocals, and I was just like, bro, Usher's insane. Like,
I forgot about those stem players. Yeah. But nobody's talking about them anymore.
They were a trend. I would love to have a stem player just because I love hearing acapella music. I think I finally figured out what like my style of music is, because I listen to everything. Like when I say everything, like I listen to country music, I listen to pop music, I listen to rap, I listen to hip hop, I listen to R&B. I love R&B. R&B is probably like top one for me. Mm-hmm. But like I would listen to anything. I listen to some rock music. It all just depends. But I just love singers. Like I love hearing people sing. That's ever since I was little. Like I love Whitney Houston. That's why I love Beyonce. That's why I love Jasmine Sullivan. Like I love hearing people who can really, really sing. So when I heard that on the stem player, I'm like, what? This is insane. So like recently I just been climax, like listening to it, and the lyrics, like when I first came out, like I was little, like I was a kid. So then it was just like hearing the lyrics now, I'm like, like he was on something. Like that was
for sure.
Yeah, that was one of them ones for sure. So Climax by Usher is my oldie but goodie. Everybody should know that song, but if you don't, it's gonna be linked in the Spotify playlist. Listen to it, smoke a blunt, and cry because that's what it makes you want to do.
I like Love in This Club. Remember?
Oh yeah,
that was my shit.
Yeah. The remix or the original? Because the remix had Beyonce on it with Lil Wayne.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about the original. But the remix is cool too. I like the remix.
Yeah, but Love in This Club was a banger. That was a banger. Dang, I haven't heard that song in a while. Yeah, that was a good one. Mm-hmm. That was a good one. And then what's your right now song?
Oh wait, but I had another one too.
Oh, you had, oh yeah, go ahead.
And mine's not that old either. When You See Love by John Kennedy.
I've never heard that song.
It's just such like a chill, like, and he's so LA. I don't know. You gotta listen to it.
Oh, I know Dom Kennedy, but I just have never heard that song.
I love that song. I think that song came out when I was in high school, so maybe like 2009, maybe. Mm-hmm. Oh, you want me to do my right now song? Well, I don't really have a right now song, but the music I've been listening to lately, especially when I'm at the gym, I listen to a lot of. I've been listening to Mozzie. I listen to. Okay, don't flame me, but I was kind of late to what's the Drake and 21 Savage album, Her Loss?
Oh yeah.
I was kind of late to it, so I've been listening to that a lot. I listened to Summer Walker, and I like Mariah the Scientist.
A lot of people don't like her.
I know she gets a lot of like flack on the internet, but I mean, here's the thing: like people have their own lane. Like I don't think she's like the best vocalist, but I like her.
But she makes good music.
Yeah.
I feel like there are a lot of artists right now who can't really do what they trying to do. Like they can't really sing for real, or they can't really rap for real, but they know how to make good music.
Yeah, it's like you just gotta accept people for what they are,
what they do,
and what they can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because I don't really have like one particular song.
No, I think I don't have one either, but this has like been my rotation. I'll give you like three. I've been listening to my favorite song, or your favorite song, or favorite song by 2C. That have you never heard that one?
It's called?
It's called Favorite Song by 2C.
I don't listen to him like that.
Oh really? I don't listen to him like that either. But that song, I think it went viral or something. But that is a banger. Like it's so nice. A lot of 2C's music is really like sensual. Like I like that about him. Like he don't make like shooty bang bang music. Like he make real like he make love music, but like in a hip hop.
Is it like a
R&B type way?
Okay, is it like a chill vibe or more?
Yeah, it's chill.
Okay,
it's chill. It's real chill. Like it's like it's one of them like blue LED light songs.
Okay. Yeah. On that I know exactly what you meant.
So that one is like up there right now. I've been listening. Oh no, actually, I'm gonna give you another oldie but goodie, and this is like coming from my she listens to everything side. Lady Gaga has a song with somebody who shall not be named, but it's so good. It's a song called "Do What You Want" by Lady Gaga and R. Kelly.
Okay.
And this woman and this man made magic with that fucking song.
What year did it come out?
Like 2011.
Okay.
No. It came out 9 or 10 years ago.
Okay.
So whenever that was. But like 2013, 2014. It's so good. Like when the cameras come off, they gonna copyright me if I like put the music on here, so I can't play it. But I'm gonna play it for it's so good. It's a pop song. Well, it's not a pop song, but like you know those songs when like the pop stars get with like R&B singers and they do stuff like it's not pop but it's not R&B, like it's just a really good song. It's a nice upbeat tempo song, and we don't like what R. Kelly does, but I can't deny that.
Song? Okay. That's fair.
He ate that up. Lady Gaga did get the song taken down off of all platforms, so it's only on one video on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
But it's such a good song. So that's another oldie boogie. But my right now song.
We doing the 2 oldie boogies?
I'm just giving it up. I'm just thinking.
Real quick, I used to really fuck with Keisha Cole, Heaven Sent. I always thought it was called Sent from Heaven, but
I know. I was listening to that like 2 days ago. That's so crazy.
Yeah, when I was on my date, I like typed in my solo date. I typed in 2008 hits, and all the songs was popping up. American Boy with Kanye.
Oh yeah, that's a vibe. That's
oh my god.
No, that Keisha. First of all, I love Keisha Cole. Everybody knows this. I love Keisha Cole, like front and back. That one is a banger.
Yeah.
Do you like listen to her? Or
no.
You just know her hits.
I just know her hits.
Yeah, she got a lot of deep cuts. I fuck with Keisha. I fuck with Keisha a lot. But yeah, you ate with that one. You ate that one little thing. But yeah, favorite song by 2C is my right now song. There's a song by it's a song called Oasis, and it's by Burna Boy and Sam Smith. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what Sam Smith got going on right now. He not the same, but that was from his like I Just Be Singing era, and it's a banger. With Burna Boy, he just adds that flavor, that razzle dazzle, like it's so good. And they complement each other very well. So that is that song, and then the Cuff It Wetter remix by Beyonce is so good. Like that's just yes. Like those are all just yeses. So you kind of see my music taste from them songs.
Girl, you got a wide range.
Wide. It goes even further than that. If you want, this is gonna throw in the monkey wrench. There's a song. I forget. I've been listening to "Sugar We're Going Down" by Fall Out Boy.
Jordan.
I don't know what it is, but like
I'm weak.
I'm in my emo phase. I'm in my emo bag. Like,
but what song I used to fuck with?
Which one?
Apologize, One Republic.
Bro, yes, like a banger.
You can't deny it.
Emo music is fire. Like they be feeling it. Like they feel it. That's them songs.
The Fray, How to Save a Life. Remember that song?
Yes. That's when they was really feeling their music. They was feeling them words because them was bangers. Like I'm talking banger after banger. So yeah, my music taste is all over the place. Like I listen to literally everything. Like literally everything. Like I could name like 5 country songs, which is like the average hip hop listener can't do that.
Like is it Kelly Clarkson?
Kelly Clarkson,
country, right?
Yeah, she started off as country.
Or what's the white girl who could really sing?
There's a lot of white girls that can really sing.
I know, but there's one I'm thinking about.
Carrie Underwood?
No.
Pink?
No.
Christina Aguilera.
But it's country. I think of her. I can't think of her name right now.
Ruby McIntyre? Is that her name?
No. I think she had a Christmas playlist or a Christmas album.
Is she like recent? Like, is she relevant right now?
I mean, I don't really hear much talk about her.
Casey Musgraves?
No. I don't know.
I don't know.
I just know my friend played her, and I was like, oh, she sounds good.
Yeah. Country artists, they be in their bag sometimes. I don't know. It's like, it's really just slow, sad, whiskey drinking music. Like, I don't know. It made me want to buy a truck. Yeah. I love all type of music. I feel like whatever my ear gravitates to, it just gravitates to it. Like, I can't help it. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I like my local LA music. Like, I listen to rap. I listen to rappers. Like, I listen to everything. But I don't know. It's something about singers. Like, they just got me.
It's something about listening to music when you high and like your brain separates all the different instruments and you hear like the fucking cello all the way in the back of the song.
I would get faded and listen to one song like 4 times just because I'm like, nah, I need to, like, it's music to my ears, literally. Like, it's,
literally.
Like, that's when I've really been feeling that statement. Like, that shit is music. I'm faded. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so that is Beats by Jay. All the songs that we talked about, all the songs that you guys want to listen to will be linked in the Spotify playlist. Listen to them and let me know what you think. I might just put you on. Now, the last segment before we get into the advice column is going to be the top 3. Now, I feel like we've been doing like a little bit of top 3s like all throughout, but this is a very specific top 3 to an LA native. From LA native to LA native right now. What are the top 3 chicken wing places in Los Angeles?
Y'all are about to hate. Okay, you said chicken wing?
Yeah. Now, we can do this 2 different ways. We can do our top 3 separately, or we can collaborate on one single top 3 list for everybody.
I only have one wing place. I know.
I don't think you've had good wings then. Are you serious?
Yeah, and it's something everybody's heard of, so I don't even want to say it at this point.
I was going to say, if you were about to say like Wingstop or something, I was going to politely ask you to leave.
I don't eat chicken. Okay, how do you feel about Roscoe's? Do you like their wings? I think Roscoe's is nasty, and I don't get the hype.
Roscoe's is overhyped. Roscoe's, I'm not going to call it nasty. I think it's
think
not
it's
what
good.
it used to be.
Maybe that's what it is.
It used to be fire every time. Now it's
like ordinary.
It's regular. It's regular. It's real
Maybe
regular.
they changed the recipe.
Yeah, like it's definitely not what it used to be. But I wouldn't say it's nasty. But
I don't
see it doesn't deserve the hype. But I wouldn't say it's nasty.
Okay, so yeah, I don't really like spots like that. I don't really.
That's crazy.
I know.
Okay, what's your one?
It was Wingstop. And it was only Wingstop because you put it on the list, Jordan, so I had to answer. So I'm like, if I get chicken wings.
Cut, this is over. This is
if
done.
I get wings.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
I'm almost disgusted.
Yeah. So wait, you don't like Wingstop at all? Or
I'm not going to say I don't like Wingstop, but there's just, if you live in Los Angeles, there's no reason you should be going to Wingstop because there's so many better chicken wing places.
Because
okay, number 1 is Wings to Go in Inglewood. It's on Century. Fire. They serve fried rice with their wings, so it's different, but fire. Like those are some of the best wings I've ever had. Like they're so good. They got all types of different flavors, and they do the like Atlanta style wings. Like the buffalo with lemon pepper sprinkles on them.
Okay, so it's wet. It's not a dry rub.
They got dry rubs too. Like they got a bunch of different flavors. It's fire. So that's number 1. Number 2, I can't believe you just let that come out your mouth. Like
I told you I was gonna come on here and tell the truth. Okay, I don't be.
We're finna shame the devil because
I don't be at like. I don't know. I just don't.
Do you eat chicken wings?
I do. I mean now, especially because I'm trying to like eat cleaner. No.
Yeah.
But before, I mean, once in a while maybe. But a lot of times we'll just make them at the house. Like I don't really go out and get wings.
Dang. Wow. So I don't know what to say. That hurt.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That hurt. Number 2 is
She's like, block my number, don't ever contact me again.
This is a wrap. There's a place on Manchester. It's called Wings and Pot.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that spot.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
No, that didn't deserve the number 2. That was like number 3.
Oh, okay.
Their wings are good, but it didn't deserve number 2 because number 2 is American Deli, also on.
Okay, so my friend has been telling me about American Deli, and she says it's better than Wingstop.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure it probably is, but I just don't. I don't just be checking for wings like that. But okay, yeah, I've heard of American Deli. Yeah. Is that on Slauson, right?
No, American Deli is on Manchester.
Oh, okay.
Going towards, where like Market Street. It's on like Manchester and Market Street, like right over there.
Okay.
So yeah, those are my top 3 wing places. We're gonna ignore that. Those are my weak.
Don't flame me in the comments.
No, flame her, please.
Don't
because
flame
that's
me.
ridiculous. I can't believe you just said that.
I just don't. I don't know.
I'll give you a pass, just maybe because you don't eat chicken wings. But
I do. But if I'm gonna eat them, I really just like to cook them.
Did you ever go to Arts Wings and Things when it was open? The
No.
place that had the fry.
Arts? What's it called?
It's called Arts Wings and Things. It's not open anymore, but they used to have fire ass chicken wings and fried broccoli. It was so good. Like, it was so good. And you eat with ranch. Fire. So that's our top 3. If you guys have any other wing spots in LA that I don't know about or that you want to put me on or you think is better than any of the ones I just said, put them down in the comments and let me know. So the last segment we're going to get into is the Big Sis Advice column, where we are going to read this off and you're just going to let me know what you think. We're going to let them know what you think because these people out here need help. They need help.
Okay.
So this one says that I'm a 28-year-old guy and I recently moved to a new town. I was checking out some of the local bars and got chatting to one of the bar managers not too far from where I live. And I was new. We really hit it off and my friends were encouraging me to ask for her number, which I did. We started talking, we went on a few dates and we really hit it off. Now I was under the impression that she was a similar age to myself. She definitely came across that way. However, through chatting on our first date, it came up that she is only 21. Since then, some people have said that it's weird if I continue to date her because our age gap is too big. What do you think about age gaps in relationships, and am I too old to be dating a 21-year-old?
And he's 28?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I was 21, well, no, because at 21 I was just doing whatever. But as a 28-year-old, I think for me, I would just have to ask myself, what do I have in common with a 21-year-old? Now, maybe this 21-year-old is... Maybe she's... Because I honestly kind of do believe that women mature faster than men.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, 1, you can't listen to what other people have to say. 2, you got to identify your intentions. Like, if you genuinely like this girl for who she is and you're not just trying to get over on her because you know she's young, then do you. But, because, I mean, to keep it real, like, there's a lot of age gaps. Like, I know my grandparents, I think they got maybe like an 8, 9 age gap.
How young were they when they got together?
Maybe 22 and 20. I don't know. I mean, they were both of age, but I just think as long as you are pursuing this person for the right reason, you shouldn't so much care about what other people have to say. But again, it's like you really got to ask yourself, what do you have in common with a 21-year-old?
But like, he didn't know.
He didn't know
until like I think their first or second date.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a good first date question to ask. How old are you? Mm-hmm. But I mean, if y'all was really vibing and y'all really hit it off, I mean,
don't care about what other people gotta say.
Y'all are both legal. So how big of an age gap do you think is too big?
Like, if
or like at which age does it matter? Because I know at some ages it doesn't matter, but what age does it like stop mattering?
I feel like it stops mattering around your 30s, I guess. But if you're like 20 and you dating somebody who's like 35, that's just
that's
a hot ass mess.
Yeah, that's a no. A 20-year-old, no, and a 35-year-old, y'all don't even
have
nothing in common.
About?
Like y'all are not even in the same stages of life.
Yeah.
At a 35, you can literally have a 20-year-old.
Damn.
Like, you could literally have a 20-year-old if you were 35.
Yeah. I think it's just that, no, but I mean, like, for everyone it's different, I guess. Like, I've seen some shit online, the girl be like 30, 40, and the guy be like 70 years old. And it's like, that's weird to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but people accept that.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know.
Or like, the, what do they call it? The double standard, because like, men can be like 50 and dating like a 20-year-old, but then if like a woman is 50 and she's dating a 20-year-old, then it's like, or like she's grooming him or she's trying to, but it's like on the flip side, it's like, oh sis, get your bag, like, you know, it's really good. So I don't know, there's a gender role with that. I mean, there's definitely like a big double standard. I say grown people should do what they want to do. As far as the 21 and 28, I don't think that that's that big of a deal. Because I know personally, at 21, I don't think I'd want to date a 21-year-old.
I mean, when I was 21, I probably would, just to see what's up.
Yeah.
But you got to really think, like, you got to know what this person's intentions are.
And you got to be ready for, like, a 28-year-old relationship because they move a lot faster. Like, things are a lot different. It's a lot more serious for the 28-year-old than it might be for somebody that's 21.
Yeah.
You know, like, a 21-year-old,
sure.
like, I'm doing this for now. Yeah. But they're thinking long term. But, like,
right.
you have time to not think long term. So, y'all just got to make sure that y'all values
on the same
is lined up. Yeah. Because that can get messy real fast because people just want different things. Like, y'all probably really just want different things. So, I don't see a problem with it, like, publicly, but I feel like y'all just gotta make sure y'all on the same page. You gotta better make sure a 21-year-old is ready to settle down because it seems like you're trying to settle down.
Yeah, you have to have that honest conversation and ask one another what you genuinely want out of this, and then you can move from there.
Yeah, if it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. But, yeah, I don't know. The whole age gap thing, I feel like it's subjective.
It is.
It's subjective to every situation. Because every situation is different. But I do think that, I don't think that people who are like 18 and 19 should be dating people in their late 20s.
Right, just because you're like...
Yeah, just because you're legal. An 18-year-old with a 28-year-old is crazy.
Because y'all don't have shit in common.
You just graduated high school. You should, exactly. You shouldn't. One of y'all shouldn't be living with you.
Right.
One of y'all, a 28-year-old man and a 18-year-old girl.
That just sounds like he's preying on her.
Stop it.
To be honest.
That, now, yeah. I almost tried to justify it, but I literally couldn't find a way. Just to play devil's advocate. But there's no justification for a 28-year-old man to date an 18-year-old woman. I don't think that anybody over the age of 20...
It just sounds like
21 should be interested in somebody that's 18.
Anyone over 21 should not be. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of times, what it is that, because usually it's the 28, 29-year-old the male trying to pursue the 18, 19-year-old female. And it's because he's not confident and certain in himself. So now he got to find somebody to control.
Yeah, for sure. But then it's like, even on the flip side, like, I don't think that a 28-year-old woman should have anything to do with an 18-year-old boy.
But it's still, I feel like it's still about control.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you know they're easily
and they don't know nothing. Like, they don't know nothing. Like, there's no way. No.
That will never work.
It's a no in every fashion. Men to women, women to men. Well, I feel like 18, 19, and 20-year-olds should stick. I feel like the 3-year rule is good. Maybe
What's
even
the
4.
Rule?
Just don't go 3 years up or down.
Oh, okay.
But then again, too, I think about it.
What if you're 35 and 39? Like, that's nothing.
No, I mean when you're younger.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like when you're younger. They say, like, you start at 3 years when you're young, and then you add on another year, like, as you get
every
older.
decade?
Yeah. Or no, like, as you get older. I think it was, like, every 5 years, and you can add, like, 5 more years on it. So then, like, 3 years up or down when you're 18, but then when you're 19, you could probably go 4. Then when you're 20, you could probably go 5. Well, not down. Don't go down after 20. Because I also feel like people, let me not say that these are not people. These are children you're talking about. So, like, if an 18-year-old was trying to get with a 15-year-old, I would also be concerned. Because it's like,
if an 18-year-old was yes.
Yeah, like, that's also concerning.
If a 17-year-old was trying to get with a 15-year-old, that's still gross to me. 17 to 15. I know it's only 2 years.
See, now that starts getting into specifics. Because, like, if we're at the same school and I'm a freshman and you're a junior, that's the 17 to 15.
But 17 to 15, I feel like even though it's like 2 years, mentally
it
just seems like that's such a jump.
It is for sure. Because I know when I was 17, I wouldn't date a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
But dudes are dudes. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like once you turn 18, then you should probably stick to that 3-year rule and then just up it. Like when you're 19, then you could date somebody that's like 22, 23. When you're 20, you could date a 25-year-old. I think you could date a 25-year-old at 20. When you're 21, you can date somebody that's 26. When you're 22, yeah, flow on and so forth. So, I guess, but that girl probably don't want to settle down with you. You was probably tipping her good at that bar, and she just fucked with you and went on a date with you.
But they had a few dates, right? Or
they had a few dates, but 21 love to be taking on dates. Like,
no, for sure.
Like, women love dates.
He didn't find out till after the third date?
After the second date.
After the second date, okay.
But you really like her. You have to ask yourself if she even really like you.
Conversation.
For real.
Yeah.
A real ass conversation. I feel like 28 is not that old, though. Like, I feel like people still be on bullshit at 28 because you're still in your 20s. Like,
yeah. Maybe I just feel old. I mean, I don't feel old like that, but maybe because I feel like I have done a lot of growing and healing. Yeah. So I'm not the person I was when I was 25 or even 26.
How were you when you were 25?
How was I?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't like out here doing like reckless shit, but I didn't have like we were talking about like boundaries, confidence, self-love, self-respect. I don't feel like I really cared any of that. So I approached a lot of things differently in life.
But yeah, age gap or not, just make sure that y'all are all consenting adults and do what make you happy. Do what makes you happy. That's all I'm saying. Because everybody business ain't my business, amen. So that's all we have today for you on the Jo Show. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you was tuned in, dialed in. I hope you got something out of it. I did. I had a great time with you.
I did too.
A really, really good time. You got anything you want to say to them?
No, just like I said, y'all go easy on me in the comments. Okay?
No, yeah, grill her for that Wingstop because that was ridiculous. I can't even believe she said that. And yeah, so tell them where they can find you at, what's your socials. It'll like show at the bottom.
Okay, so as we mentioned earlier, I'm not really on Instagram like that, but you can find me on TikTok at Planet Kira. Oh, you said it would be at the bottom, so I don't have to spell it. And yeah, y'all, follow me.
It. Follow her on TikTok, and if you try out any of the spots that she recommends on her page, put it in the comments, and she'll see it, I'll see it, and it'll just be a good time. So that's all we have for y'all, and make sure y'all tune in next week, and you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your shows at. If you want the uncut, unfiltered version of this episode, you can head over to my YouTube channel, which is The Jo Show, where you can watch the video and you can see us in action in front of the screen because I look good today. Yeah. Other than that, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.